Alright, I think we've got everybody that we're going to get. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the press conference for the Great Bikkie Off 2020 ahead of the grand final. Cheers. Thank you to everybody who over the last 5 nights have engaged in what is a largely ridiculous but not unimportant process. What we have done together over the last week may not have saved lives, but it has changed lives. I've spoken to numerous households in which biscuit debate has been rife. I've spoken to some households in which their bubble has been torn apart by the thought that they don't see eye to eye on the type of biscuit that they like. And you know what? That's your fault for isolating with someone before you knew their taste in biscuits. Me personally, I've been transparent the whole way through. I was out at the very beginning when the Sultana Pasty didn't make it past round 1. And that's okay. I live with a wonderful woman by the name of Lucy. She's so great. I married her, who going into this was a staunch mint slice advocate. And behind closed doors found it was appropriate to switch her vote to the squiggles. Now, I know mint slice people are angry. I know you've had a tough time. I know you felt like you shouldn't have been eliminated, but the numbers were not even close. Okay? Despite calls from people within the media, I'm not going to name names, I'll just say that they do the weather on TVNZ, asking me to rig the process and make sure that the mint slice went through ahead of the squiggle, which I was never going to do, okay? And I think through all of this and through constant critique and criticism by the Bikkie munching public, I think we've reached what is a good, fair, and equitable, and also very exciting grand final. I'll get on to what that grand final is in just a second. Before that, though, obviously after the semis, we have 2 losers. What we do have the ability to do now is to place these 2 much-loved losers into contention for 3rd and 4th. Okay, it's a classic knockout process. Before voting in the grand final tonight, which you will be able to do tonight, you will be able to vote in a 3rd, 4th playoff, which won't progress any further than that, but we will know who gets the bronze medal. So I'm proud to announce that the first battle of the evening will be the Cookie Bear Hundreds and Thousands by the good people at Griffin's versus the Kiwi Classic Cookie Time. I'd like to give a special shout out to the Cookie Time company. Through the bare minimum of research, I believe they are the only New Zealand owned biscuit in the Biscuit Off. However, Griffin's is nothing to be snuffed at. They employ 800 people in Auckland. So fantastic people, great people on both sides. Okay, and that brings us to our final, which I'll announce, and then I'll be sticking around to take questions at the end. So if you have them, please hold your questions until then, because I just won't see them. First of all, a biscuit which has never looked like losing at all in this competition. It's never needed a leg up. It's never needed promotion. It's never needed re-entry into the competition, okay? It just is what it is. And I think from the start, people knew that this biscuit would be in the final. That biscuit is the Arnott's Tim Tam Original. Okay, that's important to remember. We are dealing with the Tim Tam Original. I know you love a caramel Tim Tam, but we're talking about the original. I know you want a double-coated Tim Tam, Lucy, but we're dealing with the original, okay? Every biscuit in this competition is the original because there's too many variations, there's too many Frankensteins, there's too many Oreos with 7 different layers inside it. So to have a base reading, we're using the original of every biscuit, and tonight we're talking about Tim Tam Original, which will be taking on the almighty Kiwi Classic Squiggle. An amazingly sweet biscuit with a little bit of everything going on. It's a true clusterfuck of a biscuit. You've got, I don't know what the base is, I imagine it's biscuit. And then in there you've got pure crack rocks of candy, drizzled in chocolate, and then if that wasn't enough, they've squiggled on top, quite literally, some kind of yellow deliciousness that looks like mustard but isn't mustard. One important thing to note about this matchup is, and it's impossible to ignore, what we've set up as a Bledisloe Cup. Okay, we have an Australian biscuit versus a Kiwi biscuit, owned by a Philippine company, but it's a Kiwi biscuit. Okay, I think there's no denying that the squiggle is a Kiwi biscuit. And there's no denying that the Tim Tam is an Australian biscuit. We're not even going to try and claim it. Okay? So you can vote with your heart, or you can vote with your head, or you can vote with your stomach. It doesn't matter, but this is a real ding-dong. And remember that I said at the start of this competition, the winning biscuit does not need to be a Kiwi biscuit. It just needs to be a biscuit loved by Kiwis. Okay? That's all it is. So there you have it. Our third-fourth playoff, which will precede this evening's grand final battle between Tim Tam and Squiggles. Once again, the voting will be live for 24 hours, after which we will know, once and for all, without question, what is the greatest biscuit. And you may still have issues about where your biscuit was eliminated, but remember, we said from the start, if your biscuit can't beat any biscuit in this competition, then it doesn't deserve to win. Thank you very much. I'll now be taking questions, if there are any. Which will be really embarrassing if they're not. What have you done with your life? Ooh. Who do I want to win? I don't think it matters because I only have one vote, so I can't sway this. I would like to see the squiggle take this out because I think it's an underdog. Do I vote? Yes, I do. And I'm happy to make my votes public. That's totally fine by me. Abby Neal, thank you for your service to the nation. It's honestly been my pleasure. I have enjoyed this immensely. And for Jacinda to speak at the podium and specify that the Bikkie Off is an essential service was quite major for me. If Tim Tams win, will you do a Tim Tam slam to celebrate? Absolutely. Absolutely I will. And if Squiggles win, I'll probably eat a whole packet. Just for the record, I did hope to have both final contender biscuits here at the press conference this evening. But I just went across the road to the dairy to buy some and they're closed. So, okay, I don't know if I have a poor connection or if we've run out of questions, but if there is nothing else, I'll leave it. Oh no, am I happy with the process undertaken? Absolutely, I stand by the process 100%. It's had audience input. It's been open to criticism the whole way through, and I believe it's been transparent. I'm just going to get off the Wi-Fi because I think there's an issue. Bria's right, Tim Tams for the win. You know, Fuzzy Foster 22, a lot of people feel the same way, and I don't doubt that Tim Tam is going to hold its own in this competition, if not win. Clint, just wondering, off topic, are you the Love Below or Speaker Box? Love Below. Because I bought paid a Tim Tams to celebrate, I'm that confident. Congratulations. Take the shirt off. Ain't nobody got time for that. Go hundreds and thousands. Look, it'd be important for either of these biscuits to get third place. That's nothing to be laughed at. Absolutely, you're right. Microwave cookie times with ice cream, or is that too bougie? That's my idea of heaven. So that's fine. Go Squiggles. The most important question, who does Tui want to win? You know, Tui's never had chocolate. I don't know if that's a weird thing or not, but the Easter Bunny bought her an Easter egg, but she wasn't allowed to have any. And I wonder if that was just her mum making sure there were more Easter eggs available to her, because the Easter Bunny bought us all a Malteser bunny, and there were 3, and yet somebody had 2. Got a really bad connection, so we might have to wrap this up. Will there be a Tim Tam flavour off? That's an option. Is ginger nuts and tea the ultimate dad combo? Quite possibly. I'd opt for a crispy in tea. That would be my dream situation. But I've only been a dad for 9 months. You can only eat a Tim Tam with a hot drink. I mean, every biscuit goes better with a hot drink. This is giving me a lot of nostalgia being in Australia. Well, like Dave Dobbins says, welcome home. You see, we've made a space for you now. Carol Baskin. What happens if it's a draw? I don't believe it will be a draw. Even if it goes to 50-50 in that poll, I can see the back end, and we're ending up with about 11 to 12,000 votes per competition. And I don't think that it could be exactly a draw. I will be able to see exactly how many it is. And if it's 50-50, the voting will go right up until the competition expires. Whatever wins will be Tui's first Bikkie. That's a wonderful idea. Which biscuit were you most surprised to get booted out early? I thought the Oreo would go further. I don't love an Oreo, but I thought it would go further. If Squiggles win, will you make merch clusterfuck of a biscuit? Are the tall cans a usual choice in the Roberts household? No, I bought these to go and drink at the driving range with my friend Paul, back when we could go out and do stuff before lockdown. And we never got to drink them. So, yeah. I thought that was a giant ladle on your wall. No, it's that apron and a bike helmet. We're getting off topic. Have you been offered any sponsorship for future adverts? No, I haven't. No, this is a completely organic process, and there's no dirty money in this competition. Hi, Croppy. Absolutely, I was the best player at Teachers Eastern, no doubt. Thank you for finally confirming that. About time Australia won something, right, Clint? Well, Fuzzy Foster, this might be the time, mate. Could you have the grand final on 420? No, I can't, because that's in the past. Still bitter about Afghan. Shit, that's going back. Do I have a bias towards any biscuit? It doesn't matter if I do, because the voting's in your hands. But yeah, I've already said I'd like to see the Squiggles win. Who does Lucy want to win? Tim Tam, even though she voted for the Squiggle over the mint slice. Comment differently if you're watching Lucy and I have that wrong. How are you feeling about Matty McLean's attempt to corrupt the democratic process? He's been reprimanded. He was humiliated on a nationwide broadcast, as you would have seen yesterday. So he knows what he's done, and he's been forgiven. What products are we doing next? We've got to do something else after this, right? We have to do something else. I was thinking chippies. Where do we vote? They're not live yet. They'll be live at the end of the press conference. Favourite laundry detergent? Great idea. I don't know if the passion's there for laundry detergent in the same way that it is for biscuits and chippies, but any other celebrities trying to throw the democratic process? Brody Kane, former TVNZ presenter and former Hits radio presenter and now host of the Joe Bro show. Hasn't been trying to throw it, but she has been making her opinions well known. Other than that, other celebrities don't really give a shit about this, I don't think. Crackers, great idea. Mum, that's my mum. Love you, Mum. Lollies, great idea. I think we should do lollies that come from the pick and mix section of the dairy, you know, where you go 5-cent lollies, 10-cent lollies. Do a radio station off. Ice cream, yeah, okay. Look, we're dropping in numbers. We're going to have to go. My ego can't handle it. Toasty filling. Oh, fuck, you guys are good. Can you, I'll set up a question for what we should do next, and I'll get all that. Toilet paper would be a good one at the moment. K-Bob's, my good friend. Chocolate bars. Oh, that would be good. Can I shout out to sticky fly paper that you hang from the ceiling? Sure, why not? They're disgusting, but sure, why not? How's the cat? Cat's really good. Cat's put on a shitload of weight and is looking really healthy, so we may have got past the worst parts of Ziggy. Ziggy was in the post last night, and wasn't she looking good? Beer. Cheers to that. I'll take 3 more questions. Favourite dessert or ice cream like Trumpet or Magnum? Oh, that's not a question, that's an idea for a category. Ice cream is a great idea. I got sent a throwback image that got posted in some old school Kiwi Facebook page of old school ice creams. Great idea. How good is an Eskimo pie? Did I get rid of the ZZ plant? No, it's actually just beside the camera. I just took it out here in the sleep out where Tui doesn't come. Love my plants. If I've missed your question, ask it again because I can't go back up. Cookie Time is still a family-owned operation in New Zealand after 35 years. That is very cool, and I would have been absolutely fine with them coming to the final and winning the whole thing. I should do recipes with the winner. Can you make a Tim Tam at home? Alright, I think we've done it. I think we're done. Thank you, everybody. Give me 15 minutes to create the polls, and then they'll be live. And as always, my DMs are open to any questions that you have. Thank you for your support of the Bikkie Off so far. Kia kaha. And Bikkie on! By the way, at last press conference I had music, but then Instagram took my video down because they said I didn't own the music, which is fair enough. I don't own it. I should have just played a Hot Mess Express song. Okay.